Philippines is the richest country in the world.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Hey guys! Welcome to my channel, and for today is gagawa tayo ng isang reaction video. Actually, this is my first time to make a reaction video, and because this video really caught my attention kasi lagi siya nag-a-appear talaga sa sa recommended videos ko sa YouTube. So I decided na panoorin ko na siya, and since gusto ko rin gumawa ng vlog, so let's make a reaction video about this. So kung nabasa niyo naman yung title, it's about Marcos Gold and the richest countries in the world. So very interesting, diba? And since tayo mga Pinoy, diba? So nandun yung name ni ex-President Marcos, Ferdinand E. Marcos. So
that's awesome.
Very interesting since ako mahilig rin ako sa subject na history. So gusto kong pag-usapan yan. And parang these past few months, lagi ko nakikita yung mga videos about like hidden history down ng Philippines or about Marcos Gold, yung mga ill-gotten wealth, etc. So, well, bago natin panoorin, syempre, tayo bilang Pilipino and ako bilang isang millennial, wow, since 1992 ako pinanganak. So, hindi ko na siya naabutan, si ex-President Ferdinand Marcos. Syempre, sa school is napag-aaralan natin yung history, diba? And as far as I know, so sa napag-aralan ko, nung sa school ako, syempre, ang pagkakaalam ko kay ex-President Marcos is, siya yung pinakamatagal ata, naging presidente ng Philippines. Am I right?
That's awesome.
Parang 20 plus years siya naging president. Okay, and then, ano pa ba? So, sa negative, so, I think na-issue siya na sinabi na siya ay dictator, and siya yung nag-declare ng martial law. And then, sabi is, meron ngang tinatawag na ill-gotten wealth daw ng mga Marcoses, and marami daw namatay, and then there's EDSA, people power, something. So, ayun yung mga negative na narinig natin sa kanya. And then, yung positive naman na narinig ko about him is siya yung pinakamatagal na naging president, and marami siyang projects na nagawa para sa mga Pilipino na actually hanggang ngayon is pinapakinabangan natin. Like, I think yung PhilHealth, correct me if I'm wrong, then yung mga PGH, yung mga bridges, mga highways. So, marami siyang projects. And sa mga batas naman, parang thousands yata ang nagawa niyang batas. So, yun yung pagkakaalam ko sa kanya, and mataas yung kumbaga tingin ng ibang bansa sa atin nung time na si President Marcos yung president. So, yun lang naman guys. Pero, syempre, may negative din talaga. Okay. So, panoorin na nga natin ang Marcos Gold and richest countries in the world. Here we go.
The list of 11 countries that hold the most gold in their reserves has remained mostly unchanged over the last few years. Flip through this slideshow to discover which central banks value the yellow metal the most. 11. Netherlands. 612.5 tons. The Dutch Central Bank announced that it will be moving its gold vaults from Amsterdam to Camp New Amsterdam, about an hour outside the city, citing burdensome security measures of its current location. As many others have pointed out, this seems odd, given that the bank fairly recently repatriated a large amount of its gold from the United States. Number 10. India. 618.2 tons. It's no surprise that the Bank of India has one of the largest stores of gold in the world. The South Asian country, home to 1.25 billion people, is the second largest consumer of the precious metal, and is one of the most reliable drivers of global demand. India's festival and wedding season, which runs from October to December, has historically been a huge boon to gold's love trade. Number 9. Japan. 765.2 tons. Japan, the world's third largest economy, is also the largest hoarder of the yellow metal. Its central bank has been one of the most aggressive practitioners of quantitative easing. In January 2016, it lowered interest rates below zero, which has helped fuel demand for gold around the world. Number 8.
sobrang dami
Switzerland,
na nilang na-colonize guys. So, marami
1040.0
silang
tons.
nakuhang gold sa
In
kung
8th
saan-saan
place
bansa.
is Switzerland, which
Especially the
actually has the world's largest reserves of gold per capita. During World War II, the neutral country became the center of the gold trade in Europe, making transactions with both the Allies and Axis powers. Today, much of its gold trading is done with Hong Kong and China. Number 7. China. 1,936.5 tons. In the summer of 2015, the People's Bank of China began sharing its gold purchasing activity on a monthly basis for the first time since 2009. Although China comes in 7th for most gold held, the yellow metal accounts for only a small percentage of its overall reserves, a mere 2.8%, the lowest of the top 10 central banks with the most gold. China has actually been on a gold buying spree since December 2018, buying almost 100 tons from then through August. Number 6. Russia. 2,219.2 tons. The Russian Central Bank has been the largest buyer of gold for the past 7 years and overtook China in 2018 to have the 6th largest reserves. In 2017, Russia bought 224 tons of bullion in an effort to diversify away from the US dollar, as its relationship with the West has grown chilly since the annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in mid-2014. To raise the cash for these purchases, Russia sold a huge percentage of its US treasuries. Number 5. France. 2,436.1 tons. France's central bank has sold little of its gold over the past several years, and there are calls to halt it altogether. Marine Le Pen, president of the country's far-right National Front Party, has led the charge not only to put a freeze on selling the nation's gold but also to repatriate the entire amount from foreign vaults. Number 4. Italy. 2,451.8 tons. Italy has likewise maintained the size of its reserves over the years, and it has support from European Central Bank (ECB) President Mario Draghi. The former Bank of Italy governor, when asked by a reporter in 2013 what role gold plays in a central bank's portfolio, answered that the metal was a reserve of safety, adding, "It gives you a fairly good protection against fluctuations against the dollar." Number 3. Germany. 3,366.8 tons. In 2017, Germany completed a 4-year repatriation operation to move a total of 674 tons of gold from the Banque de France and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York back to its own vaults. First announced in 2013, the move was expected to take until 2020 to complete. Although gold demand fell in 2017 after hitting an all-time high in 2016, this European country has seen gold investing steadily rise since the global financial crisis. Number 2. United States. 8,133.5 tons. With the second largest official holdings in the world, the U.S. lays claim to nearly as much gold as the next 3 countries combined. It also has the second highest gold allocation as a percentage of its foreign reserves at 76%. From what we know, the majority of U.S. gold is held at Fort Knox in Kentucky, with the remainder held at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, San Francisco SA Office and West Point Bullion Depository. Number 1. Philippines. Over 1 million tons.
They are sitting on top of the world's wealth, which was put into a secret account, and it has more gold than anybody knows about. Assets, it's gold. It's more gold than people know about. It's over 1 million metric tons of gold.
So 1 million metric tons of gold is not something you can just hide. So where's the gold?
400,000 metric tons are in the central bank of the Philippines.
400,000 tons. Let's go to QC.
There's over 200,000 metric tons in the central bank of Switzerland.
200,000.
And some of that gold is buried securely in the Philippines as well. Some of it is held in various banks, but the bulk of it is in the Philippines.
Hindi mo alam, meron palang gold sa ilalim ng bahay mo.
That's awesome. So the World Bank holds the note on that gold?
No. It is in a special trust account that was set up by Ferdinand Marcos.
The Philippines is the richest country in the world. Even President Ronald Reagan knows and said this. Did you know about Marcos gold?
I heard about it before, pero hindi ko siya pinapansin. Pero I think
in 1930 Europe was in a depression and Germany was financially bankrupt. An unknown party leader promised the German people that he could create jobs and boost its economy. The Germans dared him and put him in power. His name is Adolf Hitler. In June 1933, the Vatican and Hitler, a Roman Catholic, signed a concordat for mutual protection and enhancement. Shortly after that, Hitler was loaded with money. He built a massive army and manufactured weapons for war. Then Hitler took Poland. Before 1918, there was no Poland. That land was part of Germany and used as a buffer zone to separate Germany from Russia. But when Hitler reclaimed it, England declared war on Germany. Throughout the Spanish occupation of the Philippines, members of the Tagalano clan have been visiting Europe since some of their relatives were English and Austrian. From 1866 to 1898, Prince Julian MacLeod Tagalano had also been frequenting the Vatican. In 1934, under Pope Pius XII, the Vatican negotiated with a member of the Filipino royal family, the Christian Tagalano clan in Philippines. An agreement was reached that 640,000 metric tons of the Tagalano gold would be lent to the Pope. This was part of that gold accumulated by the Southeast Asian Empire during its glorious reign of 900 years. In 1939, two members of the Tagalano family and a Roman Catholic priest, Father Jose Antonio Diaz, brought the gold from Codicinabaldo, Salvan, to the Vatican. After doing this, Father Diaz went back to the Philippines and resided in Cabanatuan City. After World War II, he facilitated the safe return of the 640,000 metric tons of gold from the Vatican to the Philippines. A lease agreement was made between the Tagalano clan and the Philippines government. A total of 617,500 metric tons of gold was deposited in the newly installed Central Bank of the Philippines to comply with its requirement for gold reserve. Under the terms of the contract, the Central Bank became the holder of that gold. That lease agreement will expire in the year 2005. Having gained the trust and confidence of Father Diaz, the Tagalano clan made him the main negotiator and trustee of their gold. Father Diaz, in turn, hired the services of attorney Ferdinand Marcos, then a highly recommended brilliant young lawyer having attained notoriety when he successfully defended himself in a Nalondasan case in 1939. The Tagalano clan paid commission to Father Diaz and attorney Marcos in gold, 30% from the principal of 640,000 metric tons. In 1949, the two richest men in the world were Father Jose Antonio Diaz and attorney Ferdinand Marcos. Between the two of them they legitimately earned and owned 192,000 metric tons of gold. Ferdinand Marcos withdrew their share of the gold from the central bank and minted it. Sometime later, Father Diaz and Marcos brought their gold to Switzerland, in the Swiss Bank Corporation in Zurich. The remaining 400,000 metric tons of Tagalano gold is in the third-floor basement of the Central Bank minting plant in East Avenue, Quezon City, Philippines. There are 950,000 metric tons of gold, declared missing in the International Court of Justice, picked up by Yamashita from its European ally, Hitler. Another 250,000 tons of the Japanese loot around Southeast Asia are both now in the Philippines. This country then became the holder of 1.6 million metric tons of gold bars. Some of the Yamashita gold buried in the Philippines has been found, but the bulk of it is still buried to this day. And even now, thousands are secretly digging for it, including Japanese treasure hunters. The World Street Journal in its November 15, 1985 issue wrote that 2/3 of all gold in the world is in the Philippines. 1/3 is divided among the rest of the countries in the world.
This is very
few
shocking.
Filipinos know this. In the 70s and 80s, blood money from the Roman Catholic
Tas,
Church
hindi ito
channeled
naturo
into
sa
the
history
Philippines
natin,
via
diba?
the Vatican
But we don't
Bank
know
and
if
another
it's
foreign power,
totally
fueled the
legit
flames of
or
dissension
not.
in the countryside and on the streets of
Then there's
Manila.
Marcos,
A concerted church and
presidency.
foreign civil destabilization. Demolition campaign was waged against
We were all
Marcos.
against Marcos.
All that gold in the hands of one man like
Maybe
Marcos was a
because
threat
of
to
the
those who have been
gold.
used for so long with so much money and power.
Yes.
Marcos became too powerful and would not toe the line of the two established power in the world, the Vatican and the Trilateral Commission, USA, Germany, Japan. But Marcos was no lapdog to any foreign power. In his grand plan, Marcos wanted to re-establish the former grandeur of the Philippines and the whole region of Southeast Asia, the former Malayan Empire. In June 1983, Marcos appeared before the first world leaders in Toronto. He announced
I
his
heard
plan to
about
boost
this.
the economy of the Southeast Asian region by
Asian
creating
dollar
the Asian
thing.
dollar. This would be backed up by the
Imagine
400,000 metric tons
it
of gold in the
happened.
Central Bank of the
We're richer
Philippines
than
and the other
US.
gold he scattered around the region. He would also add to this his own personal 192,000 metric tons in Switzerland. This Asian dollar, backed up by the 2/3
Yeah,
of
girl,
all the
same
gold in the
reaction.
world that was in the Philippines, would have made the Philippines money more valuable and stronger than the American dollar. This was his vision
If
to
it's
raise
true
Southeast
that
Asia to be
this
at par
whole
with the rest of the
story
first
and
world
about,
countries.
Marcos
When Father Jose Antonio
mission
Diaz, alias
or plan
Severino
for the
Santa
Philippines.
Romana,
Wow.
died in 1974,
So
all the
brilliant.
30% commission in gold became legendary Marcos gold. After providing for his family in Marcos' letter of instruction,
So Marcos
the
is
whole
really
wealth derived
rich.
from this was supposed to be given to the Filipino people. This was the Marcos wealth that some politicians and churchmen kept on saying was the ill-gotten Marcos wealth that until today is in
That's
Marcos'
why.
secret accounts.
That's why they said it's ill-gotten. Because they
Here.
don't
170 banks that Marcos deposited money on.
170 banks.
Just to show you the bill of lading,
Yes, kuya.
how much is 240 million.
Wow. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness. Is it million? Billion? Billion?
Bill.
Billion? 240 billion?
Shook. She was shook.
Only one.
Belgium bank
It's for
deposit.
987
$987 billion. Sa Belgium bank deposit pa yun. How much bang?
You are rich beyond compare. No, this will save the world. The world. So, Mrs. Marcos, are you saying you're open
This
to
is
giving
really amazing.
some
And if
or
it's true,
an amount of this one
Wow,
to the country,
sobrang
to the
brilliant.
Filipinos?
It's
Not only the Philippines, but the world.
On
Yung
April 9,
vision niya,
1973,
vision niya,
Marcos
plan
said,
for the Philippines.
"My earthly goods have
About
been
Asian
placed in
dollar
custody
na
for the
plano niya
disposition of
ibigay
the
rin sa mga
Marcos
Pilipino.
Foundation dedicated to the
Kasi,
welfare of the Filipino
imagine
people."
if we get all the golds, so ibabackupan niya yung yung Asian dollar sa paggawa natin ng dollar. So hindi na tayo magdedepende sa US dollar. Imagine that. And hindi lang si Marcos nag-iisip ng plano for the Philippines, but also for other Southeast Asian countries like Singapore, yung Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei. So, right. sobrang bright.
During a talk show in the US TV, the week following the bombing of the New York Twin Towers, President George Bush was asked this question: which is the richest country in the world today? With a smile, he said, "The Philippines." Is it real? You decide. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.
Guys,
I hope you like
so
this
what do you
video.
think?
Nice.
Is it real? Comment down. And you follow this guy this YouTube channel. Okay,
Nice.
anyways guys, so my thoughts. Okay, if everything was all facts, was all true sa mga napanood natin, sobrang yaman ng Pilipinas. But hindi na ako sobrang nagulat na mayaman ng Pilipinas because we all know that we have a lot of natural resources na syempre bigay ng Diyos sa atin. And ako naniniwala ko na ang Philippines talaga ay naiiba sa ibang bansa. Like, we are unique, we are extraordinary people. So I really believe on that. Okay, but if totoo yung kay Marcos about dun sa dami ng gold na meron siya. Okay, but I wonder, nasaan siya lahat? Or safe pa rin ba yung gold? Wala bang nabawas? Kasi imagine ko nasa World Bank or sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Yung 400 tons daw nandun pa rin. So, sabi nila binabantayan daw yun ng mga parang agents or something na taga ibang bansa or London yata. Pero imaginein mo paano kung may nagnakaw ng gold, nabawasan na pala? Because I heard some rumors na there are some politicians, they tried to get some gold. At alam ko may tinangay daw na gold from Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, dinala sa Thailand. Have you heard about it? Kasi ako may nabasa akong gano'n na article. But we don't know yet if it's true. But anyway, if talagang ganun yung plano ni ex-President Ferdinand Marcos, sobrang ganda, diba?
Awesome.
Sobrang ganda ng plano niya. And, wow, sobrang talino niya. Talino masasabi ko. And I hope, nandun ako sa part na I'm hoping, hindi ako pro-Marcos or pro any politician. So, labas tayo sa politics. But ako kasi is pro-Philippines. So, kung ano ikabubuti ng Pilipinas, ng mga Pilipino, dun tayo guys. Okay? So, well, sobrang nice yung video na napanood natin. And, guys, kayo, ano masasabi niyo sa video? Do you agree with this? Comment down below. And if you like this video and this reaction, so I hope you will give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to share this video too and subscribe as well. And kung meron kayong mga suggestions na videos na gusto nyong panoorin ko or i-react natin, so comment down below lang kayo guys. And thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you na nanonood ng video ko sa channel ko. Thank you so much for the support, especially my friends and family. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye!
Nice.